Listen, you seen the title. Give me 12 minutes and I will remove all of your flaws. I promise you. Listen, I understand how it feels when we put a nice fit on. You know what I'm saying? Put some cologne on, put some accessories, some necklaces, whatever it is, look in the mirror and you trying to go out the crib looking fresh. But then you look at your acne on your face. But then you look at your crooked smile. You know what I mean? Your messed up mustache, your messed up beard, whatever it is, your fucked up haircut, things like that, right? And you might be thinking, oh my God, I look so chopped, I look so ugly, I look so fat, I look like this, bro. What if somebody think about this when they look at me? What if somebody think that when they look at me? What if somebody, whatever, right? Understand, I know how it feels. But if you want me to keep it 100, if you want me to keep it real, nobody gives a fuck about your flaws except for you, okay? You're the only one that gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck more about your flaws than yourself. And if somebody does, which is rarely ever the case, but if somebody does end up giving a fuck about your flaws more than you, dog, question that motherfucker. Females, if somebody cares about your flaws more than you, question that person. What do they got going on in their life? Seriously, what do they got going on in their life? Because if you got something going, if you got a business, if you got a hobby, if you got a good, nice group of friends, if you got, a good, environment, whatever it is, right? You so fixated on all these different type of things, you don't got time to pay attention to people in that type of way. Giving a fuck about their flaws, pointing out their flaws. What? Unless you a celebrity or something, but most of y'all ain't, okay? But look, this is what I'm trying to say. You got to understand, thinking what other people are going to think of you is perfectly normal, okay? Having acne on your face, being a little bit chubby, in the belly area, having fucked up facial hair, fucked up cut, whatever it is, being skinny, whatever it is, right? Look, I'm skinny, I'm a skinny dude too, you feel me? Whatever it is, right? It's perfectly normal to think what other people are gonna think of you for having these flaws. That's perfectly normal. That's actually a part of being human. Most humans do that, all right? And listen to that again, what I just said. Most humans do that. It's perfectly normal and it's perfectly human, okay? And if it's normal and human, that means every other normal human being does it as well. What makes you think you're the only person that thinks the way you do? What makes you think you're the only person that has flaws the way you do? No. Yeah, some people might not have flaws the way that you got your flaws, but understand that doesn't mean they're perfectly perfect. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean they're 100% perfect. No. Fuck is you talking about? That's not the case. But listen, real point I was trying to get here was that you're not the only person that thinks the way you think, that has these flaws, that observes these flaws, and that cares what other people think about these flaws, okay? And the reason why I say this is that if you're not the only person who thinks and cares about what other people are going to say about your flaws, guess what? That means everybody else is thinking about their fucking flaws. That's why that means everybody else is so goddamn consumed with their flaws, they don't have no goddamn time to point out yours. Nobody cares about your flaws, okay? You got to understand that. Everybody else is consumed by themselves and their own flaws and their own lives and their own, friends and situations and relations. They don't got time to point out your flaws. Matter of fact, when they meet you, they're so consumed by their shit. They're so consumed by all of their flaws, they don't have the right type of atmosphere to look at you and observe your flaws. You feel me? Like what I'm trying to say is when motherfuckers meet you, they really go over all your flaws. You feel me? You so fucked up about your flaws, you don't even notice the flaws in other people, okay? Think about it. Have you ever gotten in a relationship with a dude or a girl, depending on who it is? Yeah, if you're a girl watching, if you're a guy watching, have you ever gotten in a relationship with somebody that has so many red flags or had red flags off the rip and you just decided to skip over that shit and ignore it? Yeah. See? You so consumed in your own flaws, you don't got time to recognize flaws in other people. And the same way goes around vice versa. Okay? People are so consumed in their flaws, they don't have time to notice yours, okay? Think about it. We've all been in relationships. We all been friends with people that done weird stuff, lame stuff, hoe ass type of shit. We all been friends or we all been in a relationship with people that were no good for us. And we should have knew off the rip. But guess what? We didn't have the time of the day to notice their flaws. We didn't care. We were so self-absorbed in our flaws. You feel me? Nobody cares about your flaws, okay? You are the only person that cares about your flaws, okay? And sometimes you got to understand some of your flaws are not as big as a deal as you make it to be, okay? Think about it. It's all psychological at the end of the day. Doesn't mean it's not easy to overcome and things like that, but you're the only one that's making the biggest deal out of it because nobody else noticed these flaws. But understand, at the same time, we live in a day and age of complete perfectionist type of mentality on social media, you know what I'm saying, on magazines, you know what I mean, in the gym videos nowadays, those goddamn fitness influencers, those, you know what I'm saying, OnlyFans stars. We live in a perfectionist type of era, okay? But you gotta understand, even the most perfectionist, they not even perfect. Kim K, she seemed perfect. You know what I'm saying? Curvy hips, big butt, big titties, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck it is, pretty face. But guess what? Guess what type of extent she had to go to get a lot of those things, right? A lot of surgeries, a lot of implants, a lot of, you know what I mean, nose jobs, whatever the fuck it is. Same with the rest of her goddamn family. A lot of them had crazy, extensive surgeries just to have this certain type of status quo, just to have this certain type of, you know what I mean, appearance, just to have this perfection, this type of appearance to the camera, to the paparazzi, to whatever the fuck it is. Think about it. And how in your eyes are you going to think that's a perfect person? No, that's not a perfect person. Because you went through extents where you could have damn near lost your life. People lose their life in surgeries. Don't get that fucked up. People lose their life in surgeries. You went to extents that you could have almost lost your life over a surgery just to be perfect. Now, I'm not trying to go after or attack anybody in that type of, you know, example. I'm just using them as a reference. Nobody you see is completely 100% perfect. We live in a day and age of social media where everybody got to be a perfectionist. But at the same time, we live in a day and age where anything and everything could be faked. Anything and everything could be faked. Look at the AI shit we got. Look how good the AI videos got. You know what I'm saying? You can make bullshit up easily. Anybody can make some bullshit up easily. You know what I'm saying? Anybody could, you know what I'm saying, look like their life is perfect on social media. Because guess what? That's what everybody does on social media. They make their shit look perfect on social media, okay? But the truth of the matter is, the ugly side of everybody you see over the net is not shown on the cameras, okay? Same with you, okay? Same with your flaws. Your flaws might not be as apparent, you know what I'm saying, to all these other people that you're meeting, that you're going, you know what I'm saying, going to parties with, that you're, you know what I'm saying, having conversations with. A lot of these people don't notice. A lot of people don't notice none of that. And even if they did, a lot of people don't care. You know what I'm saying? Dead ass. I be talking to people sometimes just naturally. Like, I don't even try and like do this on purpose. I be talking to people and then I'll be looking at their teeth. You feel me? If their teeth is yellow or, you know what I'm saying, crooked or something, whatever the fuck it is, right? I'll be just looking. By accident, you know what I'm saying? I'll be looking at the eyes and I look down at the teeth while they talking. Yeah, that's probably why I do it anyways, because while they talking, I'm just looking down at their mouth, whatever. Pause, no, like diddy shit, whatever. I be looking at that shit. Sometimes people be having crooked teeth, yellow teeth, dirty ass shit, whatever. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. And even now, as I'm speaking about this, I can't even remember what half of these motherfuckers' teeth look like while I was talking to them before. You feel me? I don't give a fuck. Even if I notice it, I'm not gonna remember it. Cause if I was to, what is that gonna say about me? That's gonna say, oh, I'm a goddamn lame ass motherfucker that cares too much about other people. That just screams something wrong with me then. You feel me? That just screams there has to be some type of issue, self-esteem wise, confidence wise, and in my own personal life with me as an individual to point out and be so fixated on other people's flaws, okay? Nobody's perfect, even the most perfect perfectionist. Like I said, all right? And look, you gotta understand one thing as well. In this life, there's only one goddamn life you have, and you are the only you in this goddamn planet. I don't give a fuck if you are a twin. I don't give a fuck if you're a triplet. I don't give a fuck if you're a quadruplet, whatever the hell it's called. It don't matter, bro. You're the only genetic makeup of you that there will ever be in this entire goddamn lifetime. Your genetic makeup will never be repeated. Even if you have twins, even if you have triplets, it will never be repeated in the same sequence ever again. You have to take pride in that, okay? You have to take pride in that. It is nobody with your genetic makeup, your personality, your character, your morals, your principles, and especially the things that you had to go through that is ever going to be repeated again. You know what I'm saying? You got to take pride in that. You got to take pride in your last name. You feel me? Ain't nobody else going to have the same exact life as you. And your life is so goddamn concrete from being different from everybody else because you went through different life experiences. You know what I'm saying? You got different principles because of that. You got different values because of that. Listen, you are you. There's never going to be a remix of you. There's never going to be a repeat of you. There's never going to be none of that. Okay. You're the only version of you that there ever is going to be. Okay. Your genetic makeup will never be repeated. All right. And you got to take pride in that. You, your own personality. Yeah, you might be a little bit of a weird dude, but guess what? Some of these girls like the weird dudes. If you listen to her, you know what I'm saying? If she talks to you about her problems and you listen to her and you acknowledge her emotions, but you still keep it you still stay authentic, trust me, some people will fuck with you. Girls be fucking with the weird dudes sometimes. I'm telling you. Okay? And I'm telling you, you gotta understand this too. If you want to be charismatic as well, your charisma gotta be authentic to who you are as a person. Don't try and act like somebody else. Hell nah. A lot of people can smell straight through that bullshit. Don't act like somebody else. Be you. Be you. Because you're the only version of you that you have. It ain't no version of you that's ever finna come back into this world. And once you gone, guess what they gonna remember? They not gonna remember that version of you was trying to put on, where you putting on an acting different, trying to act like you was perfect, things like that. No. They gonna remember that dude that was happy, the dude that made them laugh, the dude that listened to them, the dude or the girl, matter of fact, if you a girl watching, the dude or girl that, you know what I'm saying, showed up for them, the dude or the girl that really just was quick to help, you know what I'm saying? That type of person, that person to who you is, you know what I'm saying? That person who that is true to your character, that's who they gonna remember when you gone, okay? You got to stay true to yourself, okay? Nobody cares about your flaws. Nobody's noticing your flaws. Your friends don't notice your flaws. Your partner probably don't even notice your flaws. Because if the flaws were that goddamn bad, they wouldn't have gotten with you to begin with. Think about that. If your flaws were so bad, you wouldn't have a partner to begin with. Think about it. Nobody cares about these flaws, okay? Nobody's perfect either. But that doesn't mean you should change up your character. You gotta stay true to who you is, okay? Listen, appreciate you for watching all the way through this video, man. Like, comment, subscribe. If you don't want to, you don't got to. See you later, man. Y'all take it easy one time.